Hello my friends, welcome to the metal shop. Today we're working on the trunk, and no, we didn't miss a step here. I did do a bunch of work. I didn't film it because quite honestly a lot of this was already done by the previous owner, so I didn't really feel right in showing you a how-to that I didn't do. We use the gas fill hose here to hold this up. Anyway, the holes on the trunk lid were already, the pilot holes were already drilled. I had to tap them. I had to drill them bigger and tap them for the 1/4 inch 20. I did that, so I hoped they were right, and they were reasonably accurate. And the hinges were test fitted here with sheet metal screws. What they tell you in the directions to do is put one in the top and one in the bottom corner on opposite sides. Get those test fitted. So I used that to kind of get these things set up just right, and I followed the advice of Pete's Garage, who's building one of these Street Beasts, and I used threaded nut certs instead of, now you can use bolts, you can access them from the back side, but you need 2 people to do it. They tell you to use a nylock nut, and you cannot reach them both at the same time, and that's an issue. That's a giant pain in the butt. So anyway, I used threaded nut certs there. Pete likes to put his on. He's got a little apparatus he does with a wrench. You need one that you can do with a hand grip, not the kind with the two, you can't fit them up in there. You need a small tool to get the to get those in. So anyway, but the holes were already drilled. I did have issues with one hole there. Previous owner drilled it, kind of cattywampus on an angle. I didn't really catch it. When I drilled for the 4 holes, I followed his. Didn't really work. I had to enlarge the hole there on the hinge. He's already had the latch here mounted. We're going to be monkeying with that a little bit later. Unfortunately, the way this is designed, I really like what Pete did with his. He moved the latch assembly here to the bottom, which is where it should be, because that way you could hide the cable if you want, or you could have a latch right here. The latch should be on the body, not on the door itself, because now I'm kind of forced, I have to run the cable, and it has to run here on the inside of the latch and down and through into the engine compartment. I mean, you could put it wherever you want, and that seems to kind of make the most sense. But I'm running into some issues here in that, sorry for the low light, they want you to, yeah, you can see that okay. The directions say, get yourself a center line, go 13 inches from the center line, and then it says 3 inches, but the diagram shows 3.5 inches, so thanks for that. And guess where it puts you? You can guess. Right where the roll bar goes through is where they want you to run the cable. So, I mean, I'm going to find a home for the cable, somewhere else. Maybe probably to the inside here. It can go a little bit on an angle. That's not going to hurt anything. The important part is where the cable comes out here. You want it to be somewhat close so you can run it up the hinge here and around the liner of your hood. So I may just drill something right in here, and then wherever it lands, it lands. Like I said, it can go on a little bit of an angle, not really a big deal. And thankfully, when I got this project, I did a really good job of documenting all of the parts and cataloging all the parts. Obviously this one's pretty obvious, but I was like, God, I don't remember ever seeing this trunk cable support bracket, but I saw it, and I logged it, and I marked it, and taped it here where it belongs. So this little gizmo here, I already broke it off, just guides the cable, and this bolts to the latch itself. So I got a little something going on over the workbench. Let's get over there. All right, so what we have over here is it's the license plate bracket, and also this is going to illuminate the license plate light. And that's another thing we have to consider. We have to run a wire to this through that trunk lid, which will kind of actually run along that trunk pull. I found all of the lights, and I think this is an authentic reproduction part because it's got a slotted screw here. Anyway, I found they're all metric. The tail lights, the parking lights, and now this is metric. This is, I believe this is an 8 millimeter, yep. So we're going to take this here, and this, don't lose this because this is a neato little sleeved nut here. This little piece of tin comes off. And this is actually glass, so we're going to be careful with this little glass bowl here. And there's what we have on the inside. And there's no wiring whatsoever. There's like a little kind of a grommet here, so you're on your own for wiring. So what I'm going to do is, it comes with these little bullet connectors here, and I don't know if I'll be able to get one of these out with my hands. It feels like it's coming a little bit. Maybe, maybe not. There we go. It comes with these little bullet connectors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the workbench in the guitar shop there, and I'm going to solder the wire into this little bullet connector. This is the power, obviously, and this is the ground here on this side. So I'm going to get those going. And what I've done is I've made myself a little template here, because there's really no good way to center and align something that has posts on it like this on the car itself without a template like this on where to drill your holes. So I just traced this out, nice little craft project. We cut it with scissors, made some witness marks where the studs go through, and then the hole for the wire, and we'll put this up to the car. So now here on the car, we can fit our nice little template here, right where it needs to be. We can line it up just right. We can drill our holes, and it should work out perfectly. I did buy this license plate bracket from, this came from Shell Valley, and you can get them chrome or powder coated black. Of course, for the Street Beast Cobra, doesn't quite fit. There's gonna have to be a little bending, a little modification there because of this large indentation here. Oh yeah, let's mention one other thing while we're here. A couple guys noticed when I installed the fuel cap here that they thought it would interfere with the trunk, and it does. Only stops the trunk, it restricts its motion by about 1 inch, and you can flip open the gas cap and get your full range of motion on the trunk, which that's janky as hell. I may, when we go to paint this, if I hadn't been so premature and had to drill these 6 mounting holes, I could have easily just enlarged this hole, slid it back a little bit. You wouldn't see this, it would be covered by the mounting plate. So we make fiberglass this, move it back. You know, half the screws would be in the trunk, the other half will be in the void underneath the car, or I may leave it like this, and you got to flip up the gas cap when you want to open the trunk to full extension. But let's go to the I'm gonna go do that. I'm not gonna take you guys along with me. I'm gonna solder those wires to those little bullet connectors. So we got all soldered up. That came out pretty nicely. Kind of a pain. Takes quite a bit of solder to fill up those little bullet connectors. Sure would have been nice if it came this way. I don't mind, but does everybody who builds one of these cars have a soldering station in their house? Whatever. So we've taken our template here, marked out our holes. I've drilled some pilot holes already. And you want your holes to be, you want to drill them a tad on the small side. You want it to be snug. Who doesn't like a nice, snug, tight fit? So I'm going to open these up a little bit and do a test fit. All right, so here's the holes drilled. I made this one a little bit bigger, 1/4 inch. So I get both the wires through, and I actually countersunk the hole with a nice countersink bit, just so the rubber grommet would get sucked in there. And I think I am going to be able to use this license plate bracket, just kind of a trick little piece here. I just triple checked, and enough of the screw will come through so that I can run a fender washer and a star washer to lock it and really suck that piece on there. So yeah, maybe we can do this. Probably not. Hang on. I'm gonna love the one-handed. Need a cameraman. All right, so that's a good sign. One issue we'll run into is the gasket won't be up against the body. So conceivably, you get stuck in a rainstorm or whatever, water could drip in there. I'll probably run a little rope of the dum-dum there. So stand by, let's just get this tightened up. So, fits pretty nicely. Once I snug down those 8mm bolts, nuts and bolts, there we see them on the inside. I was even able to get a washer there. You want a washer there just to spread out the, the clamping force just a little bit. Just a tiny little star washer in fiberglass. Doesn't have the strength that I want. I am going to run this wire with that pull cable. So just a quick little project here. Let's close this up here. Quick little project on mounting your Cobra license plate light and license plate bracket. As always, my friends, thanks for watching. I do appreciate your support. We're gaining on this Cobra project. What I'm trying to do right now is I'm getting everything mounted and test fit, and I'm gonna blow this stuff off for paint. We are getting close to paint, and I will show you the color. The color, look, it's Pac-Man. Color is Hertz Gold, and this is some touch-up spray paint that I bought. And I just did a little spray out here, and it's gonna look a tad different than this because we are gonna have to paint a base coat on the car first. My painter is thinking probably like a nice silver or maybe even a yellow. I think silver would probably be better. You're essentially painting the entire car silver, and then we're painting this. This is actually pretty opaque. It's kind of almost like a candy finish. Anyway, as always, my friends, thanks for watching. I sincerely appreciate your support. And I put all the money that I make in these videos, which is not very much, I'm probably a couple of grand a year or so, right back into car parts and the project itself. So give me a like, give me a subscribe, recommend my videos to your friends. If you got your own YouTube channel, give me a shout out, give me a link. I love it. All right, my friends, take care. Bye-bye. Cobra. Hey, you still here? Thanks for sticking around. Got a reward for you. Forgot. Give you the money shot. Here in New Hampshire, with permission from the Director of Motor Vehicles, you can run a period correct plate as long as it matches the year of your car, and my car will be registered as a 1966 Cobra in New Hampshire. So we got the Cobra by Carroll Shelby Motors license plate frame and the 1966 Scenic New Hampshire plate. Cool. Take care, my friends.